Well, the intervention, the response from Boris Johnson to what Rishi Sunak has agreed with the EU has been much anticipated. Speculation as to what the former PM was going to say. That the ERG, for instance, ERG MPs are still studying the detail of what has been agreed between Sunak and the EU. But you've now seen the suggestion from Boris Johnson that he may not even be able to vote for this agreement. He'll find it very difficult to vote for it. And this comes after, of course, the Sunak government pretty much trashed, binned off the protocol bill put forward by Boris Johnson and Liz Truss. Indeed, that was going to take unilateral action, but long frozen sideline, now comprehensively ditched. This is what Boris Johnson had to say about the Sunak agreement with the EU. Watch this and let me know if you agree with what Johnson has to say here.
Look, it's not for me to advise Sir Geoffrey, but I hope that he can find a way of reconciling himself and his party to this outcome, which is the fact that we have, and getting back into Stormont. But, and I am conscious I'm not going to be thanked for saying this, but I think it's my job to do so. We must be clear about what is really going on here. This is not about the UK taking back control. And although there are easements, this is really a version of the solution that was being offered last year to Liz Truss when she was Foreign Secretary. This is the EU graciously unbending to allow us to do what we want in our own country, not by our laws, but by theirs. They're not scrapping hundreds of pages of EU regulations. They're passing EU law. They're passing new regulations to allow British goods to pass from one part of this country to another, still under EU law, but with what they hope will be lighter bureaucracy. 21 data points on the forms instead of 80 to be completed by trusted traders who can show the EU that they have certain assets and goods for sale in Northern Ireland, and to be prominently labelled not for EU, among many other provisions and restrictions. Look, we've got to hope that it works and genuinely reduces frictions for foodstuffs, for motor manufacturing, and all the rest of it. The EU single market remains paramount. And in that sense, this deal helps to accomplish the key objective that I spoke of. And so it acts as a drag anchor on divergence, and which, as I say, is the point of Brexit. There's no point in Brexit unless you do things differently.